Moderating harmful but legal content is one of the most complex and politically sensitive issues facing digital policymakers today. When we say harmful but legal, we mean content that is not necessarily illegal under national laws, but is nonetheless damaging to individuals, communities, or democratic institutions. Examples of this include disinformation, such as the false claims related to vaccines or elections, cyberbullying, trolling, extremist speech that avoids inciting violence, and emotionally harmful content such as encouraging self-harm. The core dilemma is the need to balance the protection of free expression with the need to mitigate real-world harms. Most liberal democracies uphold freedom of speech as a fundamental right, making blanket removal or criminalization of such content legally difficult. However, inaction can lead to serious consequences for societies such as radicalization, public health risks, or the erosion of democratic trust. Countries are responding in various ways to this. For example, the UK's Online Safety Act of 2023. It includes duties of care but has faced criticism for vagueness and potentially chilling effects on speech. The EU's Digital Services Act stops short of mandated removals, but requires large platforms to assess and mitigate systemic risks, including disinformation and algorithmic amplification of harmful content. It focuses on transparency, audits, and user protections. The United States, constrained by the First Amendment, relies on voluntary self-regulation by platforms. Section 230 continues to shield companies from liability for user-generated content, though political pressure for reform is mounting. Other jurisdictions, including India, Russia, and China, have exploited moderation policies to suppress dissent, raising major human rights concerns about overreach and politicized enforcement. So how do tech companies deal with it? Tech platforms, for their part, moderate harmful content primarily through community guidelines. This includes measures like warning labels, algorithmic demotion, or account bans. However, such moderation often lacks transparency and consistency. Users may face removals without clear explanations or avenues for appeal, and moderation outcomes vary widely depending on language, region, and content type. Emerging policy trends are shifting from individual content takedown requirements to broader obligations to address systemic risks. Governments and civil society advocates are calling for greater platform transparency, independent audits, and user empowerment tools like content filters or chronological feeds. There is also growing concern about the use of AI in content moderations, with fear of algorithmic bias, over-censorship, and reduced conceptual understanding.